Today on the channel, we take a look at the Chase Edition Drew McIntyre for WWE Elite Series 115. In the back half, we rank the entire wave from my least favorite to my favorite.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another WWE Mattel Elite unboxing and review, plus set rankings. And today, we're talking Elite Series 115 set rankings, and we're also talking the Chase Edition Drew McIntyre. But for all your Drew McIntyre Elite needs and a whole lot more, hit up Ringside Collectibles, use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. Got to get a deal out there. And Drew McIntyre, no stranger to the line, as we got him as the regular version in Series 115. And now here we are with the Chase version. And I got to give Mattel some credit. There's a little bit of meat on the bone with this one. It actually feels different, where sometimes it varies a little bit. We've had the lowest of the lows with Malachi Black, with basically his knee pad being different. And then we've had some that are really, really different. And very interesting here, once again, in 115, only one Chase this time, where in 114, we had Jimmy and Jey Uso as the Chases. So I'm very happy they walked that back a little bit. I'm not a big fan of having two Chases per series. Let's keep it to one. I think that's good enough for everybody. But I think Mattel did say in certain circumstances, probably Jimmy, Jey Uso being brothers, they're going to do those kind of chases. So we'll see what happens there. But one thing for certain is we know how this review is going to go. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And in the back half, we are going to rank the entire wave from my least favorite to my favorite. So get your list ready for that. But without further ado, let's see what old Drew McIntyre is up to here. Looking interesting, looking very pretty in white. Isn't it like, is it after Labor Day? I think it's Labor Day. You don't wear white anymore. So this must have been height of the summertime. Who knows? But there's old Drew looking only like Drew could look, but this time in his wedding white. Yes, yes, yes. Looking good right there. Got his name down here. WWE logo, Elite, WWE. Drew looking only like a Drew could look. Certified authentic. You know this is an authentic Chase version. Elite Drew McIntyre. Tail of the tape, got the blurb, of course, got the glamour shot, got the cross sell down here. We'll rank all these guys later on in this video, so stay tuned for that. From Ayr, Scotland. Oh, the Ayr up there. It's just like that movie back in the day. Beautiful, beautiful Ayr, Scotland. 6'5", 265 pounds. Finisher, the dreaded Claymore. In the 2024 Royal Rumble match, the Scottish Warrior was among the final four before being eliminated by an injured CM Punk, igniting an intense, bitter rivalry that goes on to this day. Career highlights: WWE Champion, World Heavyweight Champion, Intercontinental Champion. How about that for old Drew McIntyre? See you later, goodbye. And of course, the COVID-era champion, as he was known in some circles. Looking good in the package here, but we're going to free him from said plastic prison. But man, they got him locked up right there in the hands. Very hard to get to. But you know, where there's a will, there's a way. We'll get in there. We'll find it. We'll get him out. Or we'll just power through like we've been known to do a time or two as well. Oh my gosh, there it is. Really tight. He's got that rubber band around the waist as well. So takes some work getting these bad boys out of the package a time or two. And there we go. There we go. Whoa, making a mess. See you later. Goodbye. So we do get opposite hands here than what are on the figure. Splayed out hand, gripping hand. As usual, you display them with a different hand between the regular and Chase Edition. Make them as different as possible. That's what we always do say. We're going to grab out his weapon here. I believe Angela, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it is named after my wife. I don't know what him and my wife had going on for a while, but I don't like it that he's naming swords after her. What? Oh, Mark Summers from the couch with the rare fact check. Where's Todd? Oh, in the shower, the hot shower when I do wrestling. I know how that goes. But yes, it is. Oh, okay, it was his mom. Okay, math checks out there. But we saw this before. We've seen it before as well in other Elites. Now we see it again right here. But Drew McIntyre out of the package, very interesting, very different. And I can't tell you, I know this wasn't the Royal Rumble gear. I don't know if this was a different show shortly after, around the same time period. I'd have to research that, of course, but definitely not as powerful in white. And if you're going to wear white like this, you better get a good tan going on. You got to look good against that white. But it is Drew McIntyre, same head sculpt we've seen numerous times. Need a new head sculpt for Drew, I do think. Long hair all down there, got that smirk on his face, got a good beard going on. Kind of squinty eyes a little bit on him as well, but 2 eyes, a nose, 2 ears, a mouth. Playing those human hits, the math checks out. Got the black wrist tape going on, of course, and then you got the chest hair. You know what would have been great? You know what would have been great? Tell me if you've heard of this. Stop if you've heard this before. How about a little real fur chest hair on a Chase variant? Let's just try it one time. Just one time. I just want to laugh. I just want to be popped. I just want to have a good time. Just like we had with George the Animal Steel. Just like we had with HBK back in the Jakks days. I would love to see it just one time. And I guess I'll continue championing for it, no matter if you like it or not. I think it would just be funny, and it would at least be different. At least you could say, remember that one time they gave you the real fur Drew McIntyre? Come on, it would be funny like many years later, I think. But not the case here, but you do got that going on. Getting down to his kilt here, that is one of the big differences on this one. It is a straight up white kilt with kind of bronzes color on it as the top, and then you got the silver on the buckles and all the buttons and everything else. So definitely feels a little different, looks a little different, and you just whip that kilt off, and he's in business here, and he's looking a lot like a young MJF. Kind of reminds you of something MJF might wear or something, but you got the bronze and white going on there, all the way down to the white knee pads with the same, and then of course the black boots on him that we saw in the regular edition as well. Now articulation, arms all the way around, bicep cut, double jointed pinless elbows, hands back and forth, side to side, head back and forth, side to side, head removable, maybe, there it is, head is removable if that is your thing, ab crunch, waist articulation, left leg goes up, but the right leg is the powerful leg that we always have the trouble with. Oh, look at, no, we got the bounce back. Oh, Vietnam back in action here, slowly descending down. I still don't understand it, that right leg, very tight, but you see the left, you can just stick it out there, it stays there as long as you want. Right leg, you put it up there, and it just slowly works its way back down, unfortunately. So, real bummer there. Vietnam wins again, man. Vietnam taking a lot of W's. I'm taking a lot of L's as of lately. I got to get my revenge against Vietnam. Vietnam, you better watch out. I'm coming for you. I'm going to go walking right into that factory. They're going to say, who is this guy? Do you have security clearance? And I'll say no, and they'll escort me right out. Won't get anywhere. That's what'll happen. But we got to get these things fixed, hopefully. Thigh cut right there. Double jointed, pinned knees. Yes, you heard it. Pinned knees on this one. Not a fan of that. Boot cut, ankles back, forth, side to side, up and down. Usual articulation, except that right leg is just god-awful. That's what we're calling it. God-awful on that one there. So, once again, disappointing with a little Vietnam quality control problems. But he does hopefully fit on a Mattel ringside collectible stand. What do you know? He does. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. And of course, we got Drew before. We got him as the regular version. I do like the white because it is just different than the usual darker colors we get, but also looks a little bit strange. So I guess I do prefer the darker colors if I had to choose between the two. And we'll do the set rankings here in a little bit. But of course, as usual, make them as different as possible. I guess I'll display one with the sword in the left hand, one with the sword in the right hand. Try to make them as different as I can, I guess. But it is what it is. But I do like that this one is all in white. This one's in black. Is it the two sides of Drew McIntyre, the good side and the bad side? It's up to a psychiatrist to figure out there, I guess. But there it is, Drew McIntyre Chase Edition, Elite Series 115. Let me know your thoughts on this one. Is it a pickup? Do you need both of these? Are you picking up one or the other? Let me know in the comments down below. But now it's time for you to get a piece of paper out. Yes, time to get your piece of paper, pencil, pen, whatever you want to do. As we got to put our list together, we got to rank Elite 115. All right, time to rank Elite 115 from my least favorite to my favorite, including the Chase Drew McIntyre as part of the process. And I will say, as a whole, a very, very fun, varied set. You got Drew McIntyre, a tip-top guy, as the Chase Edition. It's been a little bit since we've had a Drew, so I think this might be new for some people, but a lot of old hat with old Drew fans and Drew collectors. CM Punk, first time in a traditional Elite line, back with him returning at Royal Rumble last year, so a modern-day CM Punk is pretty cool. Final Boss Rock on All-Timer. Kairi Sane coming back to the Elite line, pretty fun. Tyler Bate, man, talk about an update from his first Elite to his recent release right here. man, oh man, I don't know if we've had a bigger difference between two elites in the history of the elite line. Of course, R-Truth, what can you say about him? Another guy that's been there since the beginning, a little bit in the middle, and now once again. So a little bit of something for everybody here. So a very fun set in 115. Will say quality control issues continue. I've been saying on the channel the last 114 was really, really good for me for the most part. 113 was hit and miss, but more good than bad, where we had a couple of sets before that were really struggling. Quality control really struggling on this set here, so that is disappointing. I thought we were walking forward, but we took a step back, unfortunately. So a lot of these figures have that right leg issue. It just continues on. Very, very disappointing because it makes some of these figures really inoperable unless you're just standing them on a shelf like me, fortunately. But if you're a player out there, and I'm a displayer, not a player, but if you're a player out there, you're going to be very disappointed about some of these ones, I think, in your collection. But let's rank them. Like I said, we got 7 figures, including the Chase Drew McIntyre. And speaking of Chase Drew McIntyre, he's coming in at number 7. I just don't think of him as white. I do like the option of the white here, though. It does feel really different than all of his other elites, so there is something special there. But it just looks strange to me. It looks like, really, from a distance, it looks like Drew McIntyre getting out of the shower is what it looks like to me. And we try to save that for CM Punk at a house show in Madison Square Garden. We try to save that for. But Drew did it first, I guess, in his kilt. So I'm going to go number 7, Drew. And we're going to see right behind that, we're going to see Drew number 6. Just not a ton of meat on the bone right here. I feel like we've seen this look numerous times. I get it. He's a tip-top guy. It's been a while since we've seen it, but we've seen this before, so it just doesn't feel as fresh and as special. However, Drew is a tip-top guy. You got to get him out there regularly. He's just not as toyetic as some of the other performers, which is really weird because he's a big, jacked-up dude. He just needs something more, and I think a merchandise shirt or something like that would have helped give this a little extra pizzazz if they could have done that. But Drew going to be number 7 and number 6. Now we're getting down to the rest over here. A little tough, but I guess I'm going to go my boy R-Truth at number 5. I like this R-Truth enough here. Once again, some quality issues with this one as well, but I do like it. His Judgment Day gear, I guess we'll call it here, and you can also kind of be a 2-in-1. You take that shirt off, it's just your regular R-Truth, team with The Miz or something if you wanted to. But cool to get The Miz, The Miz, it would have been cool to get him too. Maybe not. I'd really have R-Truth personally. But cool to get the R-Truth back in the line. We haven't got him since really COVID time, I think, when he came with the 24/7 title. We did recently get a Greatest Hits re-release, which was nice to get, but it is cool to get this one. This one will probably go on my Judgment Day shelf. Is probably where he's going to go for me. So 765 down to the final 4 here. Getting a little bit more difficult. I'm going to go Tyler Bate at number 4, and like I said, is there a bigger difference between a first elite and second elite than Tyler Bate? It's been a lot of years since we got that first one. That one was so pale you could almost see through it. I might as well put it on my translucent plastic shelf. But very cool to get this new Tyler Bate figure. I like the addition to the tattoos he did not have once upon a time, but also really like the robe on this one. Very, very cool to see this robe. Colors are good. The caramel boots are really nice as well. Unfortunately, one of the worst ones as far as articulation with the Vietnam issues, and that's very unfortunate for this figure. But very, very cool, very fun, and really feels like a first time in the line figure if you ask me. So we got that going on there. Next up, I'm going to go CM Punk at number 3, a pretty much good plain Jane current day CM Punk. This could fit a lot of things, not just Royal Rumble. We know we're going to get a lot more CM Punk figures. We've already got a lot of re-releases, retreads, whatever you want to call them, but this is the first official one in the Elite line. We also have one in the Top Picks line. I do not have that in my collection yet, but coming out about the same time as this one, and of course we'll unbox that when the time comes, probably compare it to this one as well. But very cool to get CM Punk back. I love the gray and the beard here, really making this one really stand out, really pop. Just a very, very good figure. But now we're down to the final 2. Kairi Sane versus The Rock, the final boss Rock. One of the ultimate feuds, one of the greatest match-ups of all time, if they could just settle it in the ring. But I don't think they will. I don't think they will. But I am going to go... Yeah, I'm going to go Kairi Sane at number 1 with Final Boss Rock at number 2. Like I said in the review, Final Boss Rock is my absolute favorite Rock figure, or Rock persona, I guess we'll call it. Persona, but maybe on its way to figure as well. Love what it does, love what it represents. Very excited for the Ultimate Edition coming up around the corner. Might have to take these glasses off that and put on the Ultimate Edition. We'll see what happens there. But a very, very fun Rock. Would love to see more of this. Would love to see him more involved. Would love to see him versus Cody finally. Maybe it'll happen one of these days. But Final Boss coming in number 2, which means there can only be one, like a young Highlander. And it's Kyrie saying a lot of love and detail went into this figure. All the different color apps, of course. You get the parasail right here. Just a ton to like about this one. Really feels special, and a lot of stuff on this figure that I don't know if they'll be able to get their molds or they will re-release in the future. So it really is a special figure. Her last figure is the Pirate Princess. Absolutely amazing as well. She's had a heck of a run of some really, really good figures, but this one is the sleeper and the best one of this entire set. She's got heavy hitters to compete against, but I like this figure the best. And not a lot of times females take it to the top, but man, this one, no doubt about it, is the number 1 figure for me in Elite 115. But that's where I ask you, what does your ranking look like? Put it in the comments down below. Put it in order, as I always do say. That's the hard part, but it's also the fun part. But let me know who your favorites are in Elite 115. And of course, while you're here, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day. Check out the Patreon. Of course, SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, and of course, TikTok. It looks like TikTok's back just in between me filming videos. So wild times for the TikTokers out there. But of course, I'm back over there like everybody else, I guess. So there you go. But for Elite 115, Drew McIntyre Chase unboxing and set rankings, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
We're going to the end of the line.